And in this segment, we get you back-to-back breaking news on the Kerala gold smuggling racket. Republic has been closely following the developments taking place in the NIA probe into the Kerala gold smuggling scandal. And we have three pieces of big breaking news. First up, the Customs Department is checking UAE attaché Rashid Al-Shimeli gunman's phone records. The gunman has given his record in front of a magistrate. The last call made to him was by his friend, who is also being investigated. The gunman has alleged that there is a threat to his life. This is the first piece of breaking news coming in, as the gunman has now gone on to say that he fears for his life, and he says that the gang could very much go after him. Also, his friend who had made the last call to him, his statement is being recorded, and the friend also making similar statements as the gunman himself. The gunman has given this record in front of a magistrate, and it is the customs that is checking the UAE attaché's gunman's phone records. My colleague Sagairaj is joining us on the phone line. Sagairaj, if you could also tell us what all has the UAE attaché's gunman spoken until now of the kind of admissions he's made in front of the magistrate.
He has gone ahead and spoke to the magistrate about what he was going through ever since this gold scam has come to light. And if you notice, he got a last call from one called Nagesh, who is also being investigated. And we also know that Jaigosh was also under the radar of Customs as well as the Police Department of Kerala. After he was being produced as the magistrate, he went on to say that he is in fear of life. He might be targeted. This gold smuggling gang might kill him. And he is in, he doesn't know what he needs to do. And he was telling that his life is in threat, and he was telling that his life is in threat, and he needs some kind of protection in front of magistrates. So this clearly shows that the network seems to be quite big. There are big tycoons who might have been involved in this entire scam, because he seemed to be quite active. And once he received a call from Nagesh, Jaigosh is a person who have isolated himself from his family and tried to commit suicide in Thiruvananthapuram. This clearly indicates that this particular gold smuggling scam seemed to be bigger than what we expected.
Oh yes, and the tentacles just seem to be emerging from everywhere, from politicians to bureaucrats to even shops where raids were conducted and unaccounted gold was found. And what exactly is the link between all this? A bigger probe that is now underway, and most importantly, the international nexus that must come to light. Now, we also have more breaking news coming in, Sagairaj. Not too sure if we can straight away cut across to that. But even as I stay on with you, of the kind of statements that have been made by the UAE attaché's gunman, because clearly he attempted suicide. He is fearing for his life. What more are you picking up in terms of security now being provided to him and the kind of submissions he may have made?
It is quite evident the submission that Jaigosh has made is quite shocking, because he immediately after getting a call from Nagesh, who was playing with his kids, he was talking to his wife without any fear, suddenly tried to isolate himself. So the statement what I try to tell you is what the family have spoken to the media. The family said that just before he got a call, he was playing with his kids at home. He was as usual and he didn't have any problem. He was not thinking anything. And suddenly after that particular call, he has isolated himself. And so this clearly shows that there might be some kind of warning or some kind of threatening that might have made during that particular call, which have made Jaigosh to isolate and try to even commit suicide. So the kind of mindset that Jaigosh had when he was taken to the hospital clearly shows that he was crying for help. When the cops were lifting him from the place where he tried to commit suicide into a vehicle, that time he was crying
crying and pleading people to help him, and he has also trying to scream at the people saying that he is innocent, he has not involved in any kind of smuggling, he has been trapped, he has been made a scapegoat of this entire controversy. Remember, he is just a gunman of an organization, and how he is pleading for help when he realizes that his life is in threat because he knows something. Probably he might have got involved in somewhere or something, but only the investigation will tell us what exactly that Jai
In
Ghosh
fact,
might have been
Sagairaj, shocking revelations that are coming to light even as the probe continues. And let's cut across to the second breaking news that we are picking up on the same. This is in connection with the Hawala link to the gold smuggling case. The NIA is probing the possibility of Hawala channel being based in Hyderabad. Sagairaj, what more can you tell us about this?
So what we get to learn through our sources is National Investigating Agency have collected major breakthrough in this case where the money which was being supplied to get gold to Kerala might be through from Hawala company which is based out in Hyderabad, and a special team is also been asked to investigate this particular case from Hyderabad as well with the leads that they have got. And this particular this particular company might have transferred money through Hawala to UAE so that there might be a smooth transaction for them whenever they buy gold there and get it to India. So this clearly shows that there is some kind of nexus between Hawala agents as well as the tycoons as well as connection with the UAE consulate, because remember Swapna Suresh was working in UAE consulate till she got caught, and even Sarit was also working 2 months back, much before he was shunted out of UAE, but still they were trying to use the same influence. They were trying to tell even the custom department when they were being detained, saying that they are from UAE consulate and they cannot go ahead and detain them just because they were carrying a consignment from UAE to Kerala. Only after they opened the consignment they got to know that they were smuggling gold. So coming back to the point, so this clearly indicates that the network seems to be quite bigger, from Hawala to tycoons to politicians, and you also have people who got involved in this crime, even a common man, and also connected to Kozhikode jewelry shops where there was a raid done by the customs. Though they deny that there is nowhere connected to the gold scam, but still our sources claim that there might be one or the other connection with all this jewelry shop with the gold scam. That is the reason there was a...
Sagairaj, I also want to bring in our editor Niranjan Narayanaswamy, who's been tracking all the details very closely, because Niranjan, all that is coming in, the details only getting murkier, and this seems to be a deep entrenched maze that the agencies are now trying to slowly break down. But even as we are talking about the Hawala route and how the agencies state that this could be based in Hyderabad, what more do you know?
Well, as far as the aspect of the Hawala channels are concerned, that's already been established by the NIA, and in the case that they built in the Kerala gold scandal, and the charges include under UAPA. But what we have learned is that there is a Hyderabad connection to the Kerala gold scandal, which is now under the scanner. We've been told that the money went out of India through Hawala channels and the gold was brought in. Yesterday, there was a big update of the raids that took place in one jewelry store where nearly 1.75 crore worth jewelry was seized. And the most shocking aspect of this seizure was that not a single piece of gold was accounted for. Now, they believe that's just the tip of the iceberg, that this was a racket where, money was sent, through Hawala channels, gold was smuggled in, no bills, and, huge profits were made. Now, that is why they believe that there is a terror angle to it, because the money went out through terror and Hawala angles, and this is one big suspicion that they have. So in that context, Hyderabad becomes, important now. So it seems like the operations for the NIA and also the investigators, including the customs, seems to have widened outside of Kerala. Hyderabad has now become a focus area.
All right, Niranjan, stay on with us. We cut across to the third piece of breaking news coming in as we are learning that the Interpol has issued blue corner notice on Faisal Farid, the third accused. He is to be brought back from the UAE. His passport was blocked too after India's request. Wanting to go back to Sagai Raj on the same. Sagai Raj, what more do we know about Faisal Farid and a blue corner notice that has been issued by the Interpol?
Remember, Republic was the first channel to break this particular news where UAE had ordered for a parallel investigation in Dubai with connection with gold smuggling. And after we broke the investigation, the parallel investigation, UAE had a major breakthrough in this particular case. And here there was coordination with Indian police as well connected to this particular case. And it is a major lead, major breakthrough in this particular case where the Interpol has issued a blue corner notice for Farid in this particular case, and they believe that he might have involved and he had connection with Sarit Nair and Sapna Suresh in this entire scam, and probably that might be one of the reasons that why the NIA is targeting him, and they might get a major lead if they try to investigate him, and he might also reveal the names of the people which might have got connected with Kerala government as well as back in UAE who helped them to get so much kgs of gold. Remember, that's not the first time these people have smuggled the gold from UAE. They have admitted that they have been doing from more than a year now. And imagine if one consignment have 30 kgs of gold, so how many consignment might have come from UAE? And definitely without any connections of tycoons in UAE as well as here in Kerala, it wouldn't have been merely possible for these people to get the consignment into the country.
All right, Sagai Raj and Niranjan, I want to thank you both for putting together all these details. And of course, this even as the probe continues, we stay on the top of